Let's get started with the Jamestown Regional Entrepreneur Center's Women's Business Summit 2021 version. I'm so delighted to be here. I've had a chance to be at the summit in person and I enjoyed it tremendously. And I know this event is going to be just as good virtually because you guys are going to make it just that good. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the sponsors, the organizations that are bringing this summit to you. Otter Tail Power, Wells Fargo, the North Dakota Women's Business Center, U.S. Bank, and Valley City Eagles. But mostly I would like to thank the JREC and Catherine Roth for putting this together and being so tenacious about continuing to get good quality information out to all of you, business owners, perhaps want to be business owners, and people who support business owners. So thank you for being here. I'm delighted to be here. And this is going to be a great session. It's going to be a great day, and we're going to make 2021 rock. So before we get started, I just want to go over a few housekeeping pieces. First of all, let's talk about the agenda. We're going to be talking about market research today, how to meet your customers' wants and needs at a profit. Then I'm going to share some tactics with you about how to do market research, things that you can do every day. And then I'm going to share with you what I call non-negotiables. These are things you must do every day. Now, this session is going to be recorded, and you will be able to get a copy of this recording just by emailing me, and I will put that in the chat right now. Here's my email, but wait to email me for a copy of this recording until the end, because there's some other things I want you to consider asking for as well. So again, welcome. And well, you might be wondering, well, who is this Kim Nagel? Who is this woman that's going to talk to me for the next hour about market research? Well, first of all, I am a mother of 3 very entrepreneurial kids. On the far left is my daughter, Sandy, who is also my business partner. And in the middle, my son, Sean, and to the far right is my daughter, Mandy, who is, all 3 of them own their own companies. And I'm also the grandmother of 5 incredibly creative granddaughters. Some are preteens, some are already teens. And guess what? I get to have a 6th granddaughter in May. I'm the youngest child of 7 kids who all grew up or were born in North Dakota. I was born out in Bismarck, and I can proudly say that I have 1 foot on the prairie and 1 foot in the plain, in the pines. This is just how we grew up. And a little bit more about me. I'm a business coach, I'm a keynote speaker, and I'm the author of The Damn Plan. And I'm also a graduate of the University of North Dakota and Bemidji State University, where I received degrees in business administration, English, and theater arts. All 3 of them work really well together. If you ever want to know how, I can tell you how. And for nearly 4 decades, I have been an entrepreneur. I have been my own boss for nearly 4 decades. I can tell you at this point, I am nearly unemployable. I have owned 6 of my own businesses, and I've helped start hundreds for other entrepreneurs that wanted to realize their dream. If you'd like to know a little bit more about me, you can go to my website, which is kimnagel.com, or you can say hi to us on social media at The Damn Plan. And speaking of The Damn Plan, I did write the book. It's The Damn Plan to find freedom, love, and money in your business. And I'm serious about finding all 3. And that's why I wrote the book, because I found them in my own business, and I want you to find them in your business. The Damn Plan is for determined decisions. These are decisions we make by the numbers, and we back them up with our resolve and willingness to take action. Then it's A for act consistently. What you do every once in a while is not worth as much as what you do every day consistently. And then it's M for mind your business. We do not know if we are headed in the right direction or not, unless we can validate by the numbers. So minding your business is all about finding out the truth and the facts and the numbers of your business and using them every day to make those determined decisions and take action. Now, the last one, no excuses. Now, this is my favorite. I can honestly tell you, without a doubt, with a total straight face, that simply quitting making excuses in my life is the reason I was able to go from flipping couch cushions, looking for money for spare change just to get a damn haircut, to having a business that gives me the money, the time, and the love I need to live life on my terms. And I can't think of anything better. So we're going to be using the DAM plan principles, these 4 core principles, to guide us as we talk about market research today. So every good discussion should start out with a definition. So I want to start out with the definition of market research. Market research is the action or activity of gathering information about your target market, their wants and their needs. It's not rocket science. It could be as simple as listening. It could be as simple as watching, as paying attention, at reading what they say on social media. Market research does not have to be complicated. And we're going to share with you some tactics today that are so simple, you can do them today. As a matter of fact, you've already participated in some market research before you got on this Zoom webinar. We sent out a survey to you and asked you to respond to 8 simple questions. We used Google Forms and we sent it via email. This is an incredibly easy way of gathering information about your ideal customers, about your target market, because you are my target market. You're exactly who I want to talk to. So I needed to know where you're coming from today, what your challenges and your pain points are. And I did it very simply by emailing you that Google Forms survey. So our first question was, how long have you been in business? And 60% of you said that you've been in business for over 3 years. So many of you are launching beyond that 5-year window of business success. And then there's some that have been in business for less than a year. But I can tell you this, whether you've been in business for 2 days or 20 years, market research is something you must do every day if you are interested in building a business that takes you to the next level, that brings you the money you need, that brings you the freedom you need, that builds you a business that you love. You must do your market research. You need to have that information about your target market, how they think, know how they think. Building your business isn't about what you think. It's about what your customers think. And that is all about what market research is for. So it's about the knowing, not the thinking. Keep that in your mind. It's about knowing, not thinking. So we asked you another question, and I love this question. How would you rate your marketing plan for 2021? Well, we gave you a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being what marketing plan, and the other end of the spectrum, a 10, was excellent, I nailed it. If you look at the graph, you can really see that there's a whole bunch of people on the meh, what marketing plan end, and then there's nobody on the excellent, I nailed it end. Well, what that tells me is that you guys are in the right place. You are in the right place today to learn more about market research so that you can get to the excellent, I nailed it end for 2021. Because market research is going to inform your marketing plan. It's going to inform how you communicate with your customers every day throughout the life of your business. So if you're ready, let's begin to learn more about that target market. So first of all, your target market is a group of potential people that you want to do business with. You want to sell them your products or services. They are the reason your business exists. Now, the only wrong answer to who's my target market is everyone. It's the only wrong answer. It's not everyone. It's an ideal customer. It's that person, that group of people that really want to make an investment in what you provide. They want to do business with you. You are a good business fit for them. And when you find that, when you identify and start speaking directly to your ideal, instead of just doing a shotgun approach and hoping it lands someplace, you will be more effective with your time, with your money, with everything about your business. And the really good sweet spot is when you're doing business with your ideal, it just brings joy to every day, including a Monday. It really does. There isn't a day that I don't wake up enjoying what I do, because on the other side of my desk, on the other side of a video camera, whatever it is my ideal customer. Let's think about it this way. I just want to reinforce this for you because it's so important that you start thinking about your ideal customer. So I don't know about you. Do you like to fish? If you like to fish, you'll totally get this. But anybody, even if you don't like to fish, you'll understand this. In a lake full of fish, you need to know what fish you're trying to catch. Now, if you're going out for dinner and you want to catch some walleye, you want to catch walleye. You don't want to be dropping your hook and spending all your time taking off fish you don't want to eat. So you need to have the right lure with the right bait at the right depth. And that is exactly what you need to do for your customers. You need to know who your right fit customer is and have the right message and put it in the right place so you can literally hook them, so that you can bring them in and do your best, serve their wants and needs at your highest level while you are making a profit. So when you found this ideal customer, you're going to be in a place where you can also create what's called your unique selling proposition. And this is an important statement for you to make. Your unique selling proposition is a statement that you choose that differentiates you, your product, and your brand from your competition. It sets you apart. It cuts through the noise. Right now, when we all got pushed online, the noise got louder. The environment we were working in got busier. I mean, it went from 0 to 100 overnight for many, many businesses, and it was tough. It was very tough because suddenly they were lost in this crowd. Those businesses who figured out how to set themselves apart, who knew their ideal customer, who had their unique selling proposition, in other words, what makes them different, they really did okay. And many of my clients were in that boat. I'm really happy to say that. They worked hard and they did okay. But they identified who their ideal customer was and they learned how to speak to that person. So how do you identify that person that you want to do business with? Now, every business is going to be unique. Who you do business with is going to depend upon your product, your location, and what services you offer. It's going to be unique. But there are certain categories that you can think about. So you might identify your target market by an age group, by their occupation, by their values. Values are very important. We are drawn to doing business with people who have like values. By their goals. They don't have time to mess around. They want to achieve their goals. We are becoming a very goal-driven society. Their challenges. You are in business to solve their problem, and you need to know their challenges so that you can overcome them, because that's what you're in business for, is to solve their problems. Their location. You might need to know how they want you to show up in your location, but you need to know where they're located at as well. And then their pain points. Oh my gosh, you need to know their pain points. These are the words that we're going to use that attracts their attention. When we can speak to their pain, what they're trying to solve, they're going to find us and they're going to say, she knows me. I want to do business with her. And gender might also be a factor. So these are just some of the demographics or psychographics that we use as we identify our target market. But all of your market research is going to start with an idea of what this person is. And in my business, I use what's called an avatar, your target market avatar. And this is just a simple worksheet that we go through and we create a variety of scenarios about who we're speaking to. And we have more than one avatar because we have different types of clients, but they all fall in that right fit or really, really good fit or ideal customer category. So we start out by identifying their goals, their values. What are they trying to achieve as they come to us for coaching services, as they come to us to participate in one of our trainings? What are they trying to achieve? Are they trying to achieve move their business up a notch? Are they trying to stabilize their business? What are their goals? And then what are their values? I want to work with women who want to grow profitable businesses that they love. So when I talk about values, it's that love statement. It's that I want to have a business that fits my lifestyle. I want to have a business that fits me, that is good for me, that's good for my family. Those are the values. That's a perfect fit client for me. So your perfect fit client will have different goals, different values. And then we speak about their challenges, their pain points. This is so important for you to identify. In this scenario, as some of you are brand new businesses and some of you are more older businesses, you may know some of this information right now. You may know it or you might think it. And either way, it's fine. Either way, it's fine. If you are an existing business, you can dig into your database. And I'm hoping you have a database. Side note, if you don't have a database of your customers where you have their email, their contact information, you need one. You need one. That's something you must do today. It's called your customer relationship management system. And this is gold in the world of marketing. It's gold in the world of market research. It is just simple business gold to have a database of your customers that you can use on a regular basis. Okay? I hope I said that strong enough. But you can dig into your CRM if you're an existing business and start looking at who your customers are. Identify them by age, identify them by those psychographics, their values, their views. Start thinking about it. If you're a new business, you might be in a kind of in a guess mode, which is okay too, because what you're going to do in the market research process is validate. You are going to validate everything you are thinking or guessing right now, but it's okay to start out with a guess. Now, all of this information that you're gathering about your target market, about your customer, for your customer avatar, is going to be so helpful as you go forward, but also it would be seriously helpful as you participate in the additional seminars that are being presented as part of the summit. Nicole Matson is going to be talking about SEO. SEO is all about identifying those pain points, those words that our customers are using, those challenges that they're facing, because when they're Googling, those are the words they're using. You need to know those. So if you're filling out your avatar, start thinking about those words. And then Shelly Ontis is going to be talking to you about posting to social media. You need to know those same words to post to social media successfully. Monica Guzman is going to talk about building your brand, and Catherine Pendergrast is going to be talking about your public relations. Both of those require that you know the audience that you're speaking to. And it's not just women, or as I said earlier, everyone. It's that laser focused target market, that ideal customer, because those are the ones you want to reel in the end. Those are the ones you want to do business with. And I'll tell you why. It's about time and money. It is simply about time and money. I don't know about you, but I figured this out. There's only 24 hours in a day. There's only 7 days in a week. And sometimes there's limited resources, but we're trying to take that time and we're trying to balance that with the money that we're trying to make in our businesses. We're trying to balance that with profitability. And the one single way you can do that is by effectively working with your ideal client, serving them at the best and highest level possible. So this story is real, and it came home to roost when I was teaching in Duluth. I was teaching a class around the DAM plan and how to use break even to start looking at your numbers of hours that it takes you to generate the revenue you need to make, the number of clients it takes to generate that revenue, the numbers of products you need to sell. We were working with the numbers to validate, to determine, to make determined decisions. And one of the gals is over there in the corner and she's got her phone calculator out and she's just going to town and she's jotting notes on a piece of paper, and all of a sudden she goes, "Oh." And I go, "What?" And she goes, "Well, damn, 80% of my time is being taken up by 20% of my customers who are only generating 20% of my total income." Let me repeat that for you. She was saying that 80% of her working hours were being taken up by only 20% of her clients, who were in turn returning only 20% to her bottom line. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like that business equation. She didn't like it either. She was mortified to find that out. And she found it out by drilling down and looking at her numbers, digging through her CRM and identifying those customers. Now, what she did next was the most important part, because identifying the truth is the first step. What you do after that is the most important part. She took action. She did her market research. She identified how she could be speaking in a better way to those ideal customers to attract more of the same, to attract that other group of people that she could do business with at that high level. She turned her business around with just that one simple step. Now, it didn't happen overnight. She had to work at it. She had to work at her messages. She had to do her market research. But in the end, she made the decision and took action so that she could have a business that brought her the money she wanted and the time she wanted and the love she wanted in her business. Very simple. That is why, very simply, market research is non-negotiable. That means, in my world, in the DAM plan world, there's no excuses for not doing your market research. Okay? Please put that in mind, because it's simple. And we're going to talk more about how simple it is. So the next, I have one more non-negotiable. I might sneak in another one before we're done, but here's another non-negotiable. And this non-negotiable really was pointed out as part of the survey that we gave you. So we asked you what your biggest concern was in getting your marketing plan done. And you mentioned time and money, and we kind of covered those a little bit already, but you mentioned know-how and getting it right. And that brings up one of the most important non-negotiables you can keep in mind as you are running your business, in doing your market research throughout the rest of your business as well. Progress over perfection. You must act. I don't know about you, but I have been stopped dead in my tracks by perfection, by worrying about whether I had it 100% right, about not even being willing to take action because I was so afraid that somebody might go, "What she did?" When this all really happened, it happened probably over a decade ago. I was in my office. My oldest daughter, business owner, came down and she goes, "Mom, you need a Facebook page, a business Facebook page right now." And she goes in on my computer, sets it up, bam, 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 bam. She invites all my friends and goes, "Whoop, I'm live." And I'm going, "Oh my gosh, you can't do that." She said, yeah, I can. And I said, it's not perfect. She said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And sometimes we learn things from our daughters. Sometimes we learn things from places we don't expect. But most importantly, she taught me to get over my perfectionist habits and take action. Because none of this market research that you are doing, nothing you are going to be doing going forward matters until you take action. And this is seriously important in market research. In market research, it's a process. You start out by finding out the information, but that's good. That's good to know what your customers want, what they're doing, their needs, the words they're using. But then you need to test it. And that's the action. You need to put it out there. You need to get over perfection and say, hey, I wonder if they'd like this bait. I wonder if I can catch the right fish with this bait. And you throw it out there. And maybe it works. Maybe it hits right off the bat, gold. Maybe it fails miserably. Either way, you're right. Either way, it's good, because now you know what to do. You can wash, rinse, and repeat on what worked, and you can tweak what didn't. But you can't know that unless you have a way to validate whether it worked or not. And that validation, here again, it's the damn plan way, is by the numbers. So if you're using putting out Facebook posts or blogs, or you've got your website out there, you've got analytics in the background. You need a business page so that you can have the analytics to know whether this is working or not. And then you can tweak after you validate it, and you can repeat. Like I said, it's like that saying on your shampoo bottle: wash, rinse, and repeat. This is an ongoing process, whether you've been in business that 2 days or that 20 years. This is an ongoing process. So now I want to share with you a little bit about how you can get to know your ideal customer. Well, first of all, through those surveys, we did a survey with you. We demonstrated how to do a Google Forms survey, and we got a tremendous response from all of you, which really helped us in building not only this presentation, but gave us ideas for new products and services. So we were able to get that simply by emailing you and sending you that form. That's easy. You can do that. You could do that today. Then there's focus groups. Now, I got to interview Shelly Antis. She's one of your speakers in the summit. I got to interview her last month as we were talking about minding your business for the month. And she mentioned to me that before 2021 came along, in the midst of 2020, she grabbed a hold of a group of her friends, brought them all together, and asked them about her business. These were friends, these were business associations, and she just simply asked, how am I doing and what can I do better? She didn't try to get them to say that, oh, Shelly, you're doing great. She was ready to listen to the truth. She was ready to hear how she could do better. And her 2021 marketing plan was informed by those decisions. And then there's polls. Polls are super easy. You can do them on Facebook, and I'm going to show you one later. But one of my favorite things to do is a simple one-question post. So you can post on Facebook, on your personal page, on your business page, on a group page. You can post one simple question and garner a great deal of information just by the responses that you get. So this is an example that I found, and this is Wendy, and she posted on Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs. It's a group that I belong to. It has 456,000 members. It is a huge group, and it has demographics from here to here. And sometimes in those huge groups, you can get lost, but I'm really enjoying this group. And Wendy had one simple question. She goes, how do you feel when a clothing store has the word boutique as part of its business name? And all she wanted to know was, what do my people think? What do people think? She got 120 answers in under 3 hours. I watched this one question just go on the group page, and it was fun to watch all these answers pop up. One of the answers was, I sell clothing, and when I hear the word boutique, I think there's in style, there's really good style things, but they're at a higher price. And sizing might be an issue. Getting the larger plus sizes might be an issue. So business golden information, just even in that one bit of feedback. Then another gal came on and said, well, there's going to be some interesting and unique finds in a boutique, but they tend to jack the prices up. So she didn't think about that pricing in terms of value so much. She just really thought about it in terms of they're overpriced. But then there was Tiffany, and there was quite a few Tiffanys on the responses. And Tiffany said, I love boutiques. It feels like I'm spoiling myself. I'm with Tiffany. I love boutiques. It feels like I'm spoiling myself. So if I was Wendy and serious about my market research, I would dig into who Wendy is. I would go and find her Facebook page. I would begin to understand where she gets her information, how old she was, where she lives, all of those types of things. She is my ideal customer. If I am Wendy, she is one of my ideals. And then I'm going to look for other ideals, and I'm going to start to build that avatar based on just that one question. It's also a great way for Wendy to decide whether or not she wants to name her business a boutique. Because if in fact she's going to be located in an area or serving a group of people that they want unique, they want the boutique flavor, but they want affordable prices. Pricing is an issue. Then she might not want to use the word boutique in her name. So you can see how a simple question can generate just an enormous amount of feedback for you. And you can do this one today. You could do this before we get off this seminar, but continue to pay attention because we've got more to go here. So the next one is to get to know your ideal customer is to get on your phone. I bet you haven't had a seminar presenter say, oh, hey, would you everybody grab your phones and let's just jump on Facebook. Well, that's what I want you to do today. Is I want you to grab your phone and jump on Facebook, and you're going to go to the little menu bar at the bottom, the 3 little lines, and you're going to go to groups. Then you're going to select Discover at the top. Some of you might know how to do this, but I'm walking through it with everyone. And Facebook is going to give you a selection of groups that they've suggested for you. Get this, Nicolas Cage and Minnesota memes. I must be doing some weird searches lately. But I want you to scroll down. I want you to scroll down till you get to categories. And when you get to categories, click on See All. And you're going to get a selection of categories that you can choose from that all have groups. These are all categories that are related to groups. So I'm going to select business for today because I'm a business coach. I work with business people. So when I select business, it brings up a variety of Facebook groups this is from all over the world. And not all Facebook groups are created equal, and you might have different desires about how you want to use your Facebook group. So choose wisely. And I'll tell you a little bit about how I choose. I like to choose Facebook groups that do have a fair number of people in them, but more importantly, that they're very active. You will find some Facebook groups that they post every now and then of the big ones. Just go, you might just say next. But you also might want to choose one that has fewer people so that when you participate, when you ask questions, you don't get lost in the crowd. But by using groups, we can do 2 things. We can participate and get information from this broad selection of people, or we can even just sit in the background and watch. But do both. I suggest doing both. So this is one of my new favorite groups. It's called Powerful Women, Powerful You, and it's coming out of Fargo. A couple of gals got it started up, and this is my target market. This is my target market because these are women in the age group that I primarily serve who are interested in building their careers, interested in building their businesses. And so it's a perfect target market for me. And I can jump in there and participate, and people see my name there. They see that I'm adding value. That is one way you can use other people's Facebook groups to bring people to you, is by participating and adding value in their groups, and that comes back to you. So it's not just about you posting all the time and doing that kind of social media. Participate in those groups. But also in this particular group, just recently, they posted one of those polls I mentioned. And this is a great way of gathering information with a simple poll. But in this group, I'm able to gather yet more information about my ideal customers. So here, somebody was apparently interested in planning an event. And they asked 3 simple questions in the poll. Number 1, if you were going to an event, which of these would you rather see? An open bar, winning donated prizes, having door prizes, or a silent auction. Now you can see by the poll that the vast majority of gals would rather head to an open bar where they can socialize and have some fun. They're coming for the door prizes, and they're definitely not coming for the silent auction. As a matter of fact, if I was the event planner and had even thought about a silent auction, this would kind of tell me that maybe silent auctions are a thing of the past, or this group is not interested. So I can start to use this information. If I'm an event planner, I might just very well use this information for me, even though somebody was asking for it for their business. So this is one way you can use a group. Another way that I use a group is by connecting with industry-related groups. So I'm a member of the National Speakers Association, and I'm a member of the Power Women. Yeah, there must be a theme. Powerful women, power women. Yes, there's a theme here. Power women from NSA. But in this group, the gals that are in this group, there's about 27,000 of them, and they support each other, they lift each other up, they help each other answer questions. Plus, frequently they post information about trends in our industry. And that's another piece of market research that you can gather, that you need to gather, are those trends in the market that you work in. So when you're out there looking for groups, also identify your industry groups, because frequently those industry groups can tell you about your ideal customer, but they can also give you information to generally improve your business. Now, the third way that I like to use groups for market research is to have your own damn group. Now, you can't have the damn group because I have the damn group, but I have the damn plan for business. And now this is a smaller group that I started so that I can add value for my training clients, for my coaching clients, so that I can hear more about how I can do my business better. And that in the end is why you're doing this market research. So you can answer those questions. How am I doing? And what can I do better? And we frequently ask those questions in this group. But just having this group is not the end. Because when you become a member of this group, or the only way to become a member of this group is to answer 3 questions. Now, if you're thinking about setting up a group, or you've got one set up, I would definitely recommend that you have this in the beginning, that you ask them 3 critical questions. Keep it short, keep it 3, before they can become a member. So I ask questions like, what's your entrepreneurial status? It's very important for me to know what stage of business my group members are in. Are they startups, or are they have been in business for a long time? Because the information I might give, their challenge points, their pain points might be totally different if they're a startup versus an existing business. And then I ask them for their email. Remember I said that your CRM, your customer database, is gold? Every time you connect with your people, whether it's on your website or somehow create an opportunity for them to share their email with you. Because then you can add value, you can send them links, you can send them more information, as I do. But then also, when you need to ask that marketing research question, send out that Google form. You've got a database to do it with. You don't have to go looking for people to send your form to. And lastly, I ask the third question, what are your challenge points? Of all the things you can answer in your market research, this is something you need to know. You need to know what their pain and challenge points are. So with this, I gather a great deal of information. Now we've talked about literally doing your market research on Facebook. You can do this on other social media platforms, but really I've found Facebook to be really quite effective with this. And now I'm going to share with you another method. And this is a method that my daughter wanted, my marketing manager daughter wanted me to share with you. There are 3.5 billion with a B, searches done on Google every day of the year. 20% of those have never been seen before. In other words, they're all brand new searches, all brand new ways that people are going out there to try to find you, to try to find information about you. So there's this platform called Answer the Public, and it is a powerful tool that you can use to do keyword research. Now, I mentioned the seminars that you're going to be able to attend on SEO. That's keywords. That's all about keywords. SEO is all about keywords, and keywords are how people find you. It's how Google decides whether to put you at what rank on a search. Getting the keywords right is really important in this virtual environment that we're all being thrust into if we weren't there already, or that we're going to get to live in from here on forward. We're never going back all the way. This is where we are right now. So keyword research. So I'm going to share this site with you. This is what it looks like. You can go on this site, and here where it says, example chocolate, you can type in what you are searching for, what you're asking about, and it's usually 1 or 2 words. Now this site you could use for free, once a day, one search, forever. Or you can buy a subscription that's monthly or annual. But Sandy has done all of our keyword research by doing this once a day. So I think that serves all of us very well. And I don't know about you, but I'm up for a deal. So in this search, I typed in business coach, okay? And it brought me to all of the keywords or the ways that people search about business coach, because I want to know, do people just ask for a coach? Do they ask for a business coach? What are they asking for? So when I get to this site, it's going to separate the responses based on questions, prepositions, and comparisons. So let me tell you a little bit about how this works. In showing you this, I'm almost violating PowerPoint rules because this is very small, but I want to point out to you that it's sorted here by how, when, where, which, will, are, and it's all looking for how people search. So under the how, it's how can a business coach help me is the one that my eye went to right away. It gives me the opportunity, if I know people are searching that way, I can use that information directly in my website as a frequently asked question. How can a business coach help me? People want to know. They want to know the details, not just, hey, you should get a business coach, but how can it really help me? People want to know that. And then what do business coaches do? What exactly? So they're looking for specifics. And then if I scroll here to prepositions, the one that caught my eye is, what's the difference between a business coach and a life coach? Because oftentimes when we use the word coach, it can get confusing. And what can a business coach do versus a life coach? And to me, that's an important discussion for me to write about. And I could write about that in a blog. I could do a post about it. I could do a live video. I could do all sorts of things just with that question. So as you scroll through this site and look for how people are asking about your business, how people are Googling your business, this should help you with a ton of ideas for your marketing plan. For those Facebook posts, you go, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to post this week? I don't know. So this is just a simple tool I highly recommend it. If nothing else, to get out there and just simply play with it. This is a great resource that you can use. So I've given you some Facebook tools that you can use to do your market research. I've given you this site that you can do to research keywords. And now I just want to step aside just a little bit and talk about something else. This is a lot of work. There's a lot of work to this. I would admit it. Many of us are going, oh my gosh, I'm so busy already. I don't have time. And we've talked a little bit already about being consistent. We've talked about, that you need to better understand your customer. Talked about giving you some ideas actually about how you could use social media better, even though this is a market research program. But I want to talk to you about hiring somebody, because when it comes to marketing, when it comes to market research, when it comes to many of these things, we're going, geez, I just can't afford that. I don't want to spend the money on that. I'll just get it done somehow. Well, being consistent is super important in the world of market research and marketing in general. And this decision about whether to hire or get help on this needs to be done from a numbers perspective. You need to look at what is your return on investment if I do this, if I get a professional to help me. For me, when I brought Sandy on 3 years ago, it was a huge investment. It was huge. And it was scary. I would be very honest. It was scary to bring her on, even though she is my daughter, to bring her on and pay her to do this work. But what I experienced was I saved time. I was able to focus on my strengths. I was able to do the best job I could for my business. Even though I can do this stuff, I was able to focus. And that allowed me, or produced, revenues that were 25% higher year over year for those 3 years. And we only are continuing to grow because we have learned to play to our strengths. Sandy's strength is marketing management. Frankly, I consider her a wizard. My strength is in the product delivery. So knowing your strengths and making an important decision about this hiring for help or not, based on ROI, not gut instinct, not what you think. Let's put this in the numbers. Let's figure this out, because it's non-negotiable. It needs to get done. Your business life, your freedom, love, and money literally depend on it. As we bring this to a close, I want to give you some free tips. These are, well, the Facebook thing was totally free. The survey was totally free. Most of what I've given you is totally free. It just takes your time and consistency. And now I'm going to ask you to develop a new habit. And this habit is all about listening. All too often, we get so wrapped up in what we think. We get so wrapped up and busy in doing the work of our business that we forget to truly listen to our customers. And this is where we can find out so many nuggets of market research. So one of the times you should be listening to your customers is before the sale. Before you even start talking to them about buying your product, before they're even coming into your store, before the sale. An example of how I listen to my customers is I use a free 30-minute coaching call, or some people call it a discovery call, that I offer, as it says, free of charge to anyone, so that I can learn about their pain points. I can hear their challenges firsthand. I can begin to understand their wants and needs. That allows me to go back and develop a proposal for my services that is unique to them, that is speaking directly to their pain points. Now, in my business, I can do that. There are many businesses that can do that. But you can also be listening while somebody is walking around your store. You can be listening to what they're saying about your products or service. Or if you're at a trade show, you can be listening to them. The most important part is to keep your ear open, to be wide awake, to pay attention to what your customers are really saying. And then ask for reviews after the sale. we all too often, there's two things we don't ask for after the sale: a referral, which we all should be doing that, and a review. So it could be on a comment card. It could be comments that the gal at the front end checkout collects for you. It could be just about anything. Any place where you're making a sale, you can ask for a review. Ask for a review. And then give your customers a sneak peek. Give them a sneak peek of your product. So here again, this could be at a trade show. This could be at an event. Many people in my industry do free events where you come and I'm able to hear, we're able to hear your challenges. You could do an open house, and instead of being worried about whether the cookies are fresh, be worried about and listening to the people that are walking around. This is easy, and it's something you can do every day. It's a change of mindset to listen, 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 and not be afraid of what you hear. It's valuable information. It's the truth that will allow you to make good, quality, determined decisions in the end. And then you can take action. We're going to wrap this up with a sniper tactic. You got to, if we're going to go fishing, we're going to have a sniper tactic in the end. So this sniper tactic is so cool. And it really, really works well if you have a higher end product, a product maybe that costs more, or that it's very unique, or it is a product, it doesn't work so well for a convenience store, let's just say. This is intended for those higher products. But this is a sniper tactic because it has a dual purpose. I mentioned how crowded we are out there in that virtual environment, how noisy it has gotten. And it is, it's more important than ever that we have social proof. Social proof is when somebody else says, you should do business with, insert your name, because she did this for me, or I can recommend her highly. That's social proof. And that cuts through that clutter, and it makes you stand out like that red balloon that I had on that slide. This is what you need. So it's very simple. And I actually learned this tactic, didn't even know it, way back when I started my first business in Bismarck, North Dakota. Get on the phone and call your customers. All right? After the sale, right after the sale. My manager said within 24 hours, and man, we were in trouble if we didn't. But what we didn't do then was we didn't record it. Okay? For one thing, we didn't have any way to record it. But ask the gal, the man, the person that you are calling if it's okay if you record their testimonial or this conversation. And then ask them if you can use it in your marketing. Having John, Jill, Jane, whoever it is, say that you should work. If you ever get a chance to work with Kay, Alana, Katie, Marcia, Lori, any one of you, if you ever get a chance to work with her, be sure you do. That's just market research gold. And it's golden in your marketing plan. Now, we all need to put away our shyness from the Midwest and just do this. I want to wrap this up with some takeaways and remind you of the key factors in market research. Market research is not a one and done. It's not a linear process. Remember, it's that wash, rinse, and repeat. And I want you to be sure to have a daily practice of listening. From here on forward, listen, 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 and write down what people are saying so that you can use it. You must use it. You must use this information and test it, and then validate it by the numbers. And whatever you do, progress over perfection. Do it today. Do it right now. You can do this every day. Take action, because what I would love to see at the end of 2021 or even sooner is that all of you here are at the excellent, I nailed it, end of that spectrum, that you are truly designing and running the business that will bring you freedom, love, and money, that you're working your damn plan because you have a damn plan.